Alright gang, we're back at it again. Another speedrun for you today. I wanted to get this one out of the way because it's by far my least favourite speedrun of the campaign. It's my slowest mission of the campaign by a long way. I kind of hate it, especially after mission 6, which is such a jank fest and so much fun. Mission 7 is like pretty straightforward. You can't really do much as far as I'm aware. I haven't been able to find any nice fun exploits, so you just kind of have to play it like a regular game of IC, and that kind of sucks. And all that means that this run balloons out to like 12 minutes or something crazy like that, when it's a pretty straightforward mission, all things told. Anyway, first thing to mention is that I'm having Rex and Lucy swim round the right. Oh, here we go, we're building a thing. Nice one. Oh, Mr. Chameleon first time round, did you, Super Shooter? That's a shame. Look at this ugly dog. Man, what a mean guy. Okay, I'm having them run around to the right, as opposed to running around to the left and swimming the whole way around the peninsula. Sometimes they will want to run left by default because the distance when running left or right is almost identical, but that doesn't take into account the fact that swimming is significantly slower than walking. Significantly slower for Rex, a little slower for Lucy, so it's better to make them go around the right hand side and it's less swimming distance. Anyway, basically we're just speed running up to the jail where the villagers are being kept right now. We're only taking Rex and Lucy, and they cop a bit of a pounding, but they go okay. Basically you just gotta sneak on through, get a sneaky sabotage off with Lucy, and then hide them. And from the bushes just snipe all the remaining cheaters. Simple as that. Doing a little bit of eco stuff at the base as well, just to tech up to level 2 so you can pull out some range. Range is my creature of choice for this mission because there's a lot of buildings on cliffs that you have to take out. And you can focus fire range and make him almost as effective at taking out buildings as regular barrier destroy units. Plus these hyena cams that I made, Dear Sweet Kyles, are absolutely beast. With pack under they do so much damage. This is probably the funnest, most interesting part of the mission. After this it all just kind of becomes boring, and you'll notice that my actual run for this mission is pretty poor. My micro ends up being pretty bad, but I really just wasn't motivated to do a better job, to be honest. Maybe I'll revisit this mission when I have a little more energy, but like I say, it's pretty boring. So you got to take out this fence. That's the one thing up here that Lucy can't sabotage. So you want to let your little boys take care of that before you move them on to taking care of the other buildings. You can use Rex to tank some aggro again. You know, standard Rex strats. Rex has, I should mention, Rex just got regeneration while he was swimming over to this little island, and that makes Rex just the best. It's really starting to round him out as like the ideal impossible creature. Like, he tanks sound beams like there's no tomorrow, and you can basically use him for most of the rest of the campaign to just absorb stuff that you don't feel like your creature's taking, which lets you bring in Glacier and Glacier combos. It's good stuff. Whoa, bad synergy here. This mission, the key to doing it quickly is really to get good synergy between Rex and Lucy and your creatures in terms of what you choose to sabotage. Alright, villagers are free, we're going to skip the cinematic. Rally pointing all my folks to Rex, which is the best way to do this along the beach here. He outruns them all because I picked Hyena. You can pick Wolf, but they do a little less damage. They're a little cheaper in some ways, but they do less damage, and I prefer Hyenas. It's just that if you bring him, you really want to get the speed upgrade, which I think I'll do in a minute as soon as I notice how far behind the Hyenas are. Wow. Anyway, most of the rest of this mission is just me crawling around. Like you can see on the minimap, this is kind of a C-shaped island, like a backwards C, and you just have to crawl around that whole way. Nothing too dramatic. There's some opportunity for some good micro. I think you can probably shave at least 2 minutes off my time, maybe 3, if you get your micro on point. So there's some interesting potential there at least. This is probably the most skill-based mission in terms of just regular vanilla IC skill. Oh boy, good one. Yeah, no, that was a gamble that paid off. That was good. Anyway, we'll bring him up north. You know what? These ugly dogs remind me of a conversation I was having with my girlfriend earlier. She said, "You're a piggy at a farm, and you're rolling in the mud, and you get approached by a cow and a dog, and they both look really excited, like they want to tell you something. What do you do? And I was like, well, I'd speak to the horse first, because I'm a very dumb piggy, and I think that cows are just ugly horses. And she said, okay, fair enough. And I said, I would like to say, what up, horse, to the cow. And she said, the cow does not respond. And I was like, oh, that's a bit mean. And she was like, yeah, the cow doesn't respond because it thinks you're an idiot because you think it's a horse. And I was like, well, that's cruel. And she was like, yeah, what do you want to do next? And I was like, cry. I want to cry because this horse is being mean to me. And she said, it just watches, it just stares at you while you cry. And I said, does the dog show any sympathy, any emotion? And she was like, nah, it's just too excited chasing its own tail. And I was like, well, what's the moral of this story? These farmyard animals are dickheads. And she was like, farm life is rough. And that was the end. That's the end of the story. It finishes there. Anyway, coming up north now. This is why I brought range, because that cliff outpost there is just 3 buildings that take fucking forever to kill. Again, you could optimize this. Note that the villages, those grey dots on the minimap, have all sort of congregated in one spot. They move on once you clear all the enemies out from around the savannah heads, and that includes buildings. You have to take out everything within 50 meters of a head, which is a lot. It's a huge area. Rex almost dies here. He gets down to, I think, 5 health, well, because he's still getting hit by the sound beam tower. I got him out literally exactly in time. It's probably the closest he's ever going to come to dying during this speedrun, unless I mess up catastrophically. We're going to snipe a few of these piranhas to stop it from reaching him. Anyway, you have to take out all the buildings, as I was saying. Oh, good micro. Before the villagers will move on. And the fundamental limiting stage of this mission is that these villagers run super goddamn slowly. It's so frustrating. Like, it does not matter how quickly you clean out this mission. There is a minimum time. If all enemy creatures and structures just disappeared off the map, it would still take like 10 minutes for these dumb goddamn villagers to run all the way around this C-shaped island. That absolutely turbo sucks, but what are you gonna do? What that kind of means is that you don't want them to be standing still. You want to keep them moving. You want to keep like one savannah head ahead of them. I failed to do that here, and they ended up getting pretty congested for a pretty long time. Like, they're congested now, for example, because I can destroy this anti-air tower. And half my range is hiding behind the other half my range, so they can't do shit. Nice. Alright, you can leave that one anti-air tower to the right. That's not within 50 meters. It's one of the only buildings that you can actually leave in the whole course of this mission, to be honest with you. I'm still making a couple hyenas from the creature chamber, but it's a pretty long way away by this point, so it's taking them too long to reach me. I do take more casualties than I'd like to take in my hyenas. That's another thing that limits the speed with which you can complete the mission, because you got a lot of buildings to destroy in a minute, and hyenas, frogs, are not the fastest to do this with. These anti-air towers on the cliffs here, these 2 that I'm looking at, you have to destroy both of those because they're close to a savannah head, this savannah head to the south right there. So don't let them go, make sure you get them, or you'll end up forgetting about them and adding like 6 minutes to your time, as I have done in the past. Oh my god, that piranha absolutely shreds. Yeah, I'm pretty afraid, as you destroy savannah heads, the enemy techs up. It gets free levels. I think it's once you destroy 7, it hits 5 or something like that. And as soon as they get out these cam hippos, things start getting really dicey because they can drop so much goddamn damage so fast. The flyers are not scary at all because of the way they move, you can generally get free hits on them with all your range units at once, which is damn neat. The more flyers the better as far as I'm concerned. All my henchmen are still screaming about being attacked, despite the fact that they're being attacked by 2 chameleon bats, the most useless enemy unit in the entire campaign. Holy shit. And you can see there's a village just to the north of where the camera is right now. Yeah, see that savannah head? That is just surrounded with anti-air towers and shit, so you have so much stuff to destroy up here. And this is where I would have liked like twice as many chameleon hyenas. And I have the resources, I could have made them. I maybe should have had Lucy actually build a creature chamber here. But it's just tricky to work out where that fits into the run. I was hoping, I had forgotten that you have to kill the air chamber on the cliff here as well, so I'm kind of neglecting it for now. And again, you've got to really be popping off all their sabotages with Lucy as soon as they refresh. That's good. Good use of Rex for like the first time in the whole mission. Cool, cool, cool. And as soon as we destroy this last anti-air tower and the air chamber, then the final Savannah head will be cleared any second now. Oh, you also have to take out these goddamn hippos. Look at that. Look at, oh man. Oh, they take out my poor glassy boys so quickly. But we got him pinned. I could not leave those hippos alive because they're too close to the Savannah heads. I probably could have lured them on further, but with the rate they were killing my poor boys, I just didn't want to take the chance. Alright, there you go, the head is clear. You can see, by the way, when a red dot of the Savannah head blinks out on the map, that's when it's clear. I should have pointed that out earlier, but it doesn't actually matter. And now all we have to do is critically upgrade Kyle's sight radius to give him little glasses and wait for these goddamn villagers to run up to the village. Here they come, here they come. And that's the mission over. Most boring mission of the campaign from a speedrunning point of view, but it's out of the way now. And we've got some pretty fun stuff to look forward to in the future.